Hey guys, what's up? BC coming back at you guys with day 3 of Dinobot week, and today we are looking at the first actual Age of Extinction release. AOE Slog. Voyager Slog. Whatever you want to say. This is basically, I'm pretty sure it's because we couldn't get the rights to Sludge. So I begrudgingly accept this as Slog, even though in my eyes this is Sludge. But yeah, that it's whatever. And as you can clearly see, he is a Brontosaurus, or he's the long neck one. And I do generally dig the look of him. And like, okay, I want to point this out real quick. Even though this is all soft rubbery plastic, I get it. It's a safety issue. But I love the fact that he's got mortars all over him. Like, and I basically do, like, I remember the back of the box talking about how he sacrifices all of his speed and mobility for sheer physical power and weaponry. He's literally the Dinobot's walking tank. And I can completely see how he is considered the tank. Because, you know, because these little things, the way they're molded, they look like little cannons in there. And then these pieces that are attached right here are like guns as well. And then these giant friggin' things that are right by his head. And given the fact that the Dinobots breathe fire, he's got the freaking, you know, he can breathe fire. Just, I really like him. I really, really like him. At least in Dino mode, his transformation kinda enters the WTF spectrum of things, but we're gonna get into that here in a second. With that said, here he is in Dino mode next to yesterday's figure Grimlock, and whatever. This is one of those rare cases where I normally don't like to gripe about figures, but I kind of wish he was bigger. Like, he's the Dinobot I wish got the leader class treatment. He's the one I wish got the leader class treatment. I would love to see this thing as just as gigantic. I'm getting sidetracked again. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, there's really no other thing to do with the transform. Well, actually, no. He's got a neck swivel right there, which is nice and all, but it breaks the sculpt, so it's kind of useless. And I don't really talk about articulation on this one because basically he really doesn't have it. As soon as you get him in this mode, you so much as try and get him out of, you so much as try and move him, and he just looks weird. So you kind of have to have him stand completely still if you want him to look good. And I personally feel like that is a perfect sacrifice, because when you attach all the weaponry to him, Jesus, this thing looks intimidating. And all the weaponry does pop off. Now, it is possible to transform him with all this stuff on, but for the sheer sake of ease for the video, I'm doing it with them off. Now, how these detach is kind of interesting, because you actually have to lift them up, point them forward, which, you know, for one, if you want these to stick out farther, there you go. But they slide out from back here, and then they just kind of fold back up. And now, you can hold them as a weapon. And you're going to see that here in just a second. Fold this up. Now that's out of the way, let's get into how he transforms. And trust me, this is a really, really, really wild ride. Okay. So basically, most of the work you're doing is gonna kind of be with the legs. So we're gonna split this whole stomach section apart, and then, which in turn will split the tail. Bring this out like this. Swing these pieces around, flip the foot out. And I just smack the bottom of my board, bring this down, flip this knee piece up, flip this around, fold this up and in, tab it in right there, and then just wrap this piece around and lock it in right there. And there is actually, and you know, once you have that locked in, bring this up, spin it around, bring it down, fold the tail to the front like that, and then rotate him at the thigh. And there's basically how you do the legs. Do the same thing over here. And getting this little piece out always proved to be a pain in the neck. Okay, let's try it like this. There we go. There we go. See how frustrating this piece is? It made me move the camera. Yeah, VC, totally blame it on the toy. Anyways. Plug it in. Go to the back. Lock it in. And it really doesn't lock in. It's a very loose connection that's holding this on, but you know, whatever. Anyways, once you have the legs done, you can pretty much start standing them up. Bring the tail in to kind of form the hip armor. And this is where things are going to get really weird. So I'm going to bring this up so you don't miss much. But you're going to rotate this piece around. And kind of just start folding this up. Spin this around. Wait. Again, it's another one that it's been a while. Ah, yeah, okay. So effectively, you're going to want to bring this down and then pop it right here. And when you do that, you're going to get the shoulders out of the way so you can fold them out like this. And this bit has always been terrifying because these are frighteningly tight. In fact, I see stress marks in there. It's probably the last time I've ever got to transform this toy. Anyways, you're going to bring all this forward like that. You're going to rotate it around like this. You're going to bring it down, and accordion in, tab it in right there. Which you're going to proceed to bring these pieces in like this. And these are going to effectively fill out his back, which you then take this piece, fold it all the way down. That's as far as it's going to go, so I'm not going to futz with it too much. Get him standing up. The final bit to do is the arms. And the arms are literally just a case of rotate these pieces around and flip his fists out. And there we go. Now you can add a little bit and pop those dino bits out to kind of bulk him up a little more. And another thing I really like is that these pieces actually fold down to kind of make brass knuckles. That's cool too. That's generally how I transform mine. But yeah, there you go. There is Slog in robot mode. And I really dig his design. He's big, he's burly, he's powerful looking. I really, really love his robot mode. Now, once again, for a size comparison, here he is next to Grimlock. Now, robot mode wise, I feel like this matches a little better. But at At the same time, given the idea of what kind of dinosaur he is, I feel like he needs to be bigger than him. But, you know, that's an argument for another day. Now, getting into his weapons. As previously stated, these do come off, so you can peg these back onto his shoulders like these. Have him facing forward, no problem. Now, he does have those swivel points right here, so if you wanted to, you could plug these on back through here to have them flip over and become shoulder cannons. Or you can use that peg, slot these through his hand, and he can hold these as big, gigantic boomstick lances. Boomstick from Death Battle would be proud. Anyways. Yeah, there you go. That's the complete robot, and these things are awesome looking in his hands, and they're just as awesome coming forward as shoulder cannons. These things are awesome, and just once again, he gives off that sense of he's the tank. And I absolutely love it. Now, articulation-wise, his head is actually on a ball joint, so he's got a full range of motion there, even though it is slightly limited. His shoulders are universal, but they get blocked by the giant shoulder pad. He's got a bicep swivel, and he does have an elbow, but it's gorilla arm syndrome. Oh well. And he has a waist joint. He's got hips, but they destroy the look of the crotch armor. They go forward and back. He's got a thigh swivel. He bends at the knee, and he has an ankle bend? Whatever. Anyways, he doesn't have an ankle rocker, and I'm fine with it. So yeah, that's Slog in his robot mode. And he's just about done. I really don't have much else to say about him. I really wish he actually showed up in both movies, because I feel like they could have really utilized him, but at the same time I can already see how they would have cheated and made him die in 5 seconds. Yeah. I'll be getting into my talk about TLK very soon, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We are going to worry about the fact that day 3 is pretty much over and done with. I do like Slog. He's definitely better than the other two that I have already reviewed. And yeah, I think we're gonna have to take things a little bit, make things a little smaller in hopes that maybe they'll be better. Spoiler alert, we're getting into the deluxes and they're way better. So with all that said, I like Slog. I definitely do like Slog. I wish he was named Sludge. And I guess I wish he had better arm articulation, but I mean, he's the tank, so it's not that big a deal. I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna shut up now. BC saying stay nerdy and get your geek on. I'll catch you guys next time.